I'm Marilee Caruso. It's Wednesday, July 29th. Today, shots fired. Why two Winnipeg police officers are not being charged for a shooting in a busy neighborhood last spring. Also today, serving the community.
It's a supportive program where we have on-site caseworkers helping assist our veterans.
How a specialized veterans village is being developed in Transcona. Plus, a bewitching event.
His son he called Hansel, and his daughter he called Gretel.
Why a witch's hut is welcoming visitors in for a fairy tale experience. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. No charges tonight for two police officers who fired 16 shots at a stolen truck speeding towards them on a busy residential street last spring. Manitoba's police watchdog says the use of force was justified despite concerns raised by witnesses who say children were playing nearby. Standing by live in studio with more on that ruling is CTV's Taylor Brock. So Taylor, remind us what happened here.
Well, it all started when police were called about a suspected impaired driver and ended with a house catching on fire. This was back on April 11th, 2025, when officers got a call around 6 p.m. for a suspected drunk driver on Home Street between Portage and St. Matthews Avenues. Now, Manitoba's Independent Investigation Unit, who's investigating this incident, says police positioned their vehicle across the street to stop the truck from fleeing, but the driver reversed, struck a vehicle, and barreled towards police. That's when officers started shooting. The truck then drove over a boulevard, hit a police vehicle, and crashed into a home. Flames began spreading to the pickup's fuel tank. It exploded, and as you can see, the house caught fire. Based on the events, the report says that the officers' actions were reasonable and did not recommend charges. The IIU says officers made a split-second decision while their well-being could have been in jeopardy after watching the truck ram into another vehicle. Our vehicles were on the scene just after this happened in 2025 and spoke to a terrified resident.
It was like in quick succession, like.
It is important to note that at the time, many witnesses came out against the decision to start shooting. The IIU was told there were children playing, people out walking their dogs and biking. One witness saw kids running into their houses for safety. Another says a bullet struck his home. One woman says she even yelled at officers once the shooting stopped. And remember that vehicle the pickup reversed into? The woman behind the wheel was driving with her kids and told the IIU she was shocked officers fired their guns.
You know, sounds terrifying. Taylor, was anyone hurt during all of this?
Well, shockingly and luckily, no. No residents were inside the house when the explosion happened, and there also weren't any injuries to the suspect, bystanders, or officers.
Well, that is good to hear. All right, thanks for this, Taylor. A new development in Transcona is one step closer to welcoming its first residents.
Across Canada, we have 10,000 homeless veterans living on the streets of Canada.
Which is why the Homes for Heroes Foundation is building Winnipeg's Kinsman Veterans Village. A sod turning today marks the next step for the development located on Transcona Boulevard between Bienvenue Street and Plessis Road. It includes 25 tiny homes, a resource center, a counselor's office, community gardens, and recreation space. The village will also provide wraparound social supports.
It's a supportive program where we have on-site caseworkers helping assist our veterans with mental health issues, addiction issues, job placement, everything they need to reintegrate back into society.
This is one of 5 such villages planned across Canada by the Homes for Heroes Foundation. Construction is expected to start here in Winnipeg in about 2 to 3 weeks. The countdown is officially on tonight to the 55th annual Folklorama Festival.
I swear that I will be faithful.
Today, new citizens were welcomed in a special ceremony highlighting what visitors can expect at this year's festival. The event prides itself in bringing together the diverse ethno-cultural communities which make up Winnipeg.
Yeah, we're gearing up for festival to start next week, celebrating 45 pavilions this year, all the different cultures we have right here at home, and now we're welcoming even more to join in the festivities.
Half of the 45 pavilions kick off Sunday afternoon. There are 2 new pavilions to take in, the Heart of Romania and the Salvadorian Pavilion. 2026 also marks the return of the Mexican, Chilean, and First Nations pavilions. Folklorama is also launching a pavilion-wide composting program. Last year, 9 pavilions took part in the pilot project, which saw nearly 3,000 kilograms of waste diverted from the landfill. You can stamp your passport from August 2nd to the 15th. All right, let's bring in Colleen Brady now because it is dangerously hot out there tonight, and you're tracking some severe weather as a result.
Right. The dangers go beyond just merely the heat and the humidity. Add to the mix a cold front that has been pushing into Manitoba. That relatively cold air, cool compared to the much hotter air that it's entering into, is firing off thunderstorms. We had them already go through Dauphin and other areas, continuing to trek further off to the east. But unusually tonight, we have parts of central and northern Manitoba under a tornado watch issued by Environment and Climate Change Canada. So it is a watch at this point. That does not mean it's a warning. It could be elevated to a warning if we start to see thunderstorms that become severe enough, and it looks as though they could be producing a tornado. Not yet. At this point, it's a watch, so do be vigilant in those communities, including Norway House and Thompson. Additionally, take a look at this. Much of Manitoba, right up to the northern part of the province, right along Nunavut, under a severe thunderstorm watch, all associated with this cold front cutting into that hot, humid air mass. And finally, of course, we have those heat warnings that remain in effect now right up to the Nunavut border up in the northwest and east into northwestern Ontario. I'll have more details on what's ahead and when we could see this heat break coming up. But let's take a look right now through the CTV Live Eye. It is brought to you by Bath Fitter, your bath and shower experts for more than 40 years. In Winnipeg right now, it's 32 degrees in the sun. It feels like 43 with the humidex. Light winds out of the south at 13 kilometers an hour. The pressure is dropping and the humidity is 61%. Out in traffic on this Wednesday afternoon, not a lot of traffic right now on that look out at the Norwood Bridge, probably just the time we're looking at it. But yeah, we're heading into the peak of the rush, but no stalls or crashes to pass along right now.
Why renewing your passport just got a little easier. We're going to explain how you can save yourself some effort after the break.
Get Winnipeg's top stories, breaking news alerts, and watch live. Download the CTV News app.
Taking a look at the markets today, crude oil added $5.20. The loonie rose just above 71 cents U.S. Gold futures lost $1.60. The TSX fell 415 points. The Dow Jones plunged more than $1,100, while the Nasdaq dropped 433 points. A housing development next to the South Osborne Transit Garage is going ahead as planned, despite some opposition from nearby residents about its size and a lack of parking. The majority of those who spoke and submitted letters to the appeal committee were generally in favor of more affordable housing. However, some said 126 feet rather than the allowable 75 feet was just too big for the area. Most also said there's already not enough parking in the area for existing residents and businesses. According to a city report, there will be 17 parking spaces on site and dozens more for residents in a parkade next door. Councillor Cindy Gilroy explained why she is behind the plan.
I think this is a well thoughtful development. I know that there might be some challenges with parking, and hopefully Councillor Owens and I are working on trying to come up with some plans around that for the city. But however, I do think this is a thoughtful design. I do believe in this type of development, and I do believe this is the appropriate location for the development.
Ultimately, the appeal was denied unanimously. It was a fairy tale day at Kildonan Park.
His son he called Hansel, and his daughter he called Gretel.
The German-Canadian Congress is hosting a series of free German fairy tale readings at the park's beloved Witch's Hut. Originally built all the way back in the 1950s, it was relocated to the park in the 70s. The building was actually inspired by fairy tales collected by the Brothers Grimm. The family-friendly event is intended to provide visitors a chance to enjoy classic stories in a whimsical setting.
I think it definitely brings it to life. I mean, as you can see, the Witch's Hut is just a gorgeous architecture in general. And then we've got the beautiful garden, and being in the middle of a park here does feel like you're in a forest. We've got the beautiful, sun hitting the plants, and it feels magical. It brings the fairy tale to life.
If you missed today's reading, don't worry, there's more. The series is back on Wednesday, August 12th from 10 a.m. to noon, and then it all finishes off on August 26th, the same times apply. If you'd like to learn more about the enchanting history of the Witch's Hut, we have a story up on our website. You can also check out a photo gallery from today's event there. Just head to ctvnewswinnipeg.ca. Well, it's now even easier to renew your passport. All eligible Canadian adults can now do it online. To qualify, applicants must have an address in Canada, be older than 16 when they got their last passport, and must have received it within the last 15 years. You will still need to get a passport photo taken and submit a digital copy. The federal government says people should receive their new passport within 20 days and will be able to track progress in real time. WestJet flight attendants could be on the picket line as soon as Sunday. 4,400 flight attendants could walk off the job as part of the strike. A key sticking point is compensation for work done on the ground. That's the same issue which led to a work stoppage at Air Canada last summer. WestJet says passengers with flights scheduled between July 30th and August 4th can make a one-time change or cancellation with no fee. How a filmmaker from Winnipeg is making a big splash at an international film festival. We've got all those details for you coming up in Spotlight.
Have a news tip? When you see news happening, let CTV News Winnipeg know. Text your tips, pictures, and videos to 10400. That's 10400. Message and data rates may apply.
Brady is back for Spotlight, but before we get to your entertainment news, Colleen has an update on some serious weather.
Yes, one severe thunderstorm in the North Marilee has now become tornado warned. There is a tornado warning in effect in the area right around Leaf Rapids. Environment Canada believes there is a storm moving through that area that could be producing a tornado. It's moving east at about 30 kilometers an hour. I will have more details in just a few minutes when I come back with weather. But if you are in that Leaf Rapids area, please seek shelter immediately. This is a life-threatening situation.
Yeah, stay safe.
Yeah.
All right. Now to Spotlight. A Winnipeg-based filmmaker has won a prestigious pitch contest at the Gimli International Film Festival.
That's right. John Luke can now call himself the winner of the RBC $15,000 Emerging Filmmaker Pitch Competition. John Luke. He won for his short film pitch, Sun Shower, which tells the story of a man whose truck breaks down and has to walk home. En route, he hears about a vivid dream from his mother, but discovers she died earlier that day. Just like the title of the award promises, he'll receive $15 grand to make his film. He'll also receive funds for rental gear, production support, and studio and wardrobe rentals. Luke, who's worn many hats in the industry, is currently an equipment manager, says he was in a state of shock when he won.
You know, I was just kind of thankful to be there in the moment, and, you know, I was thinking about my family and friends that were in the audience with me, and there was a lot of cameras and stuff going on, so I was kind of blank, you know, once they announced the name, but yeah, just truly grateful.
Another full circle moment is coming his way. Luke will have the chance to premiere his movie at next year's film festival.
Congratulations to him.
Absolutely.
All right, speaking of films, the trailer is out for the final movie in the Jumanji trilogy.
And it looks as exciting as ever.
I'm beginning to suspect we're not in Jumanji.
Jumanji Open World sees the return of Dwayne Johnson, Kevin Hart, Jack Black, and Karen Gillan. But this time, rather than being sucked into the game, the world of Jumanji breaks free into the real world. It's due in theaters Christmas Day.
Some surprising news now from some global superstars.
Yeah, BTS fans count down to their 2 shows at Rogers Stadium next month. The K-pop group say they won't be submitting their music for consideration at next year's Grammy Awards. The band released their first post-hiatus album back in March. Then a few weeks ago, Grammy organizers announced plans for a new Asian pop music performance category. Critics noted that might mean forcing BTS and others to choose between vying for that award or a mainstream category. The members said on Instagram they hope music can be heard and loved for what it is rather than being divided by region or language.
A portrait of Charlie.
The following is a message from the Canadian National Public Alerting System.
At 5:18 p.m. Central Daylight Time Wednesday, Environment Canada has updated a tornado warning for northwestern and north-central Manitoba. Extra care and attention should be exercised. The following localities are included in the warning: South Indian Lake, Amisk Provincial Park, Thompson, Dickett Portage, Piquitani, Nelson House and Leaf Rapids. Environment Canada meteorologists are tracking a severe thunderstorm that is possibly producing a tornado. Damaging winds and large hail are also possible. Take cover immediately if threatening weather approaches. Please consult local media for more information.
The scandal.
Big reveal. The KFC founder's pressure cooker, watch, a bust sculpted by his daughter, and an original cash register are all available. The Colonel sold the company to investors in 1964, but stayed around as a brand ambassador. In fact, the entire Colonel look was apparently made up for the brand. He didn't
walk around like that all the
He didn't
time.
wear the white suits, the trademark tie, his glasses, or goatee before KFC. Another fun fact: we can handle any more. From 1965 through 1980, Saunders lived in Mississauga, Ontario.
I feel so duped.
Yeah, really.
I really bought
Saunders
into
Sanders,
that.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
All right. Thanks, Colleen.
You're welcome. Chew on that. Kick off your primetime lineup tonight with MasterChef at 7. The Rainmaker is at 8, and Borderline wraps things up at 9. It's all right here tonight on CTV. Right now, a live look at Portage Avenue, east and westbound in front of Polo Park. Traffic moving smoothly, busy in both directions. Sunshine, 32 degrees. It feels like 43 with the Humidex. I will have the latest on that tornado-warned storm in the Leaf Rapids area coming up.
Women's clothing provided by RW & Company. Salon services provided by S&T Spa Salon. CTV Skywatch weather brought to you by South Beach Casino and Resort. Visit southbeachcasino.ca.
Well, we have thunderstorms crossing southern Manitoba. At this point, they are non-severe, but we do have a tornado-warned storm crossing northern Manitoba. Now, unfortunately, there is no radar coverage in northern Manitoba, so I can't show it to you on our satellite radar. I can show you, though, the area that's now under the warning. You see it's a larger area in red. Again, this storm that could be producing a tornado, according to Environment Canada, was east of Leaf Rapids, moving east at 30 kilometers an hour. It could be producing a tornado, but also sizable hail, a heavy downpours, very strong winds and wind gusts. So if you are in those communities, please seek shelter immediately. This is dangerous, certainly, and potentially a life-threatening situation. The other areas lighting up in yellow, including the city of Thompson, Norway House, other places like Cross Lake, you are under a tornado watch. So that doesn't mean a tornado is occurring in your areas, but it does mean that conditions exist, that thunderstorms could develop in your communities that could be capable of producing a tornado. And judging by what we're seeing up to the east of Leaf Rapids right now, that is happening. Otherwise, we have a severe thunderstorm watch that extends across much of northern Manitoba, right up to the Nunavut border, down through western parts of the province, into the southwest, parts of the Interlake. Winnipeg in the southeast, not under that severe thunderstorm watch. There is the potential for thunderstorms here, but it would be later tonight. That's the expectation. So we could be contending with overnight or nocturnal thunderstorms. So you might get woken up a little earlier than you'd like. Heat warnings now continue. I should stress they do not go right up to the northern border, but they do go as far north as Flin Flon, all across central areas, the south and east into northwestern Ontario. These very warm conditions will continue tonight with very warm overnight lows. Not quite as warm tomorrow. Once this cold front goes through, I say cold, but it's relative, right? The humidity will get largely flushed out and the temperatures won't be quite as intense as what you're seeing right now. In the low 30s for much of the south. In the north right now, we have temperatures as warm as 29, as far north as Thompson, 22 in Churchill, over in Lynn Lake, 26 degrees there. So along with the showers and thunderstorms, as the low that's responsible for this system continues to track east across Manitoba, it's going to bring more organized or ongoing rain and maybe thunderstorms late tonight and overnight overnight. As you can see, it shifts more of the focus off to the northeast there and right along the Nunavut border as we move into Thursday morning. Meanwhile, down here in the south, again, we could be dealing here in Winnipeg in the southeast with overnight thunderstorms that could continue into at least Thursday morning, but you see that moves off into the afternoon. So again, tomorrow will be a warm day. It just won't be quite as intensely hot as today, nor as humid. We get a break from the humidity, but not for long. We get into Friday morning, sunny across the province, temperatures quite warm. They'll be heating up again just in time for the long weekend. 22 our low tonight with the chance of showers or a thunderstorm late tonight, overnight, and into tomorrow morning. 29 degrees our hot high in the afternoon. Then we get into Friday, sunny, back up to 29. The long weekend, 30 Saturday, 34 on Sunday. Both days in the sun. 25 on Terry Fox Day on Monday. So that's when we get the next break from that heat. But there is the chance we could see showers that day as well. Let's take a look at our first weather photo. A lovely photo. This is from Rosemary. Beautiful sunny colors there and summery colors as well. That was taken here in Winnipeg. And there is a look at beautiful Pimicikamak Cree Nation, otherwise known as Cross Lake. That community under a tornado watch this hour. That photo is from Tanis. Send us your photos to winnipegweather@ctv.ca.
Skywatch Weather Pick of the Day brought to you by Provivo, Winnipeg's first and only longevity medicine clinic. Redefining health, performance, and aesthetics. Provivo.com.
A pesky trespasser wanted to make his Major League Baseball debut, so he invaded the Detroit Tigers field Monday night, and naturally, the play-by-play announcer called all the action.
The chase for the Squirrel is on, and the Squirrel is in the corner, and the Squirrel is still eluding an entire horde of grounds crew members. And the Squirrel's free once again. Hemmed in? No, I won't be hemmed in. And hops through the towel. And hops through another towel. The force field is activated. Towels can't stop him, or maybe they can.
Oh, good job. The Tigers say once that squirrel was wrangled in that towel, it eventually was released unharmed outside the stadium.
And down the
They should recruit him for one of those. He was pretty impressive. Yeah. Just as impressive as that announcer. I love it. All right, that does it for us this hour, but don't go far. We're back at 6 o'clock with much more local news. Hope to see you then.